Hi, this here is a unboxing video of a Frankenstrat. I decided to try and snag one off of Temu just to try it. I'd seen other options out there, some considerably more expensive, and after looking at some of the pictures of various models that they had out there, and the fact that they were guaranteeing delivery time in much quicker times with secured shipping and all that, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try it. So I ended up doing really decent on this. I mean, I'll go ahead and reveal the price later on in this, but you know, you can take a look at it and see what you think, and maybe kind of form your own opinion of what you think it might have cost, just based on where it came from and what it looks like. So I haven't touched this yet, so let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what we got. Okay, so all I've done here is just cut the tape, so I'm going to go ahead and take the top off here. This inner box here is all taped up. Let me go ahead and stop this for a second. Okay, so before I get this out here, I just wanted to kind of let people know where I'm coming from with this. I had previously had a Frankenstrat that I built. It was from a Mexican Strat, and I currently still own like an eruption style right here. So I did this one, as it would have been like better than new old stock, really. I mean, this is like, finished like probably like one of the fenders would be, I guess. High gloss paint. It's actually automotive paint, but I went to some pretty good detail length to make that one accurate like it would have been when it was new. I didn't put pinstripes on it. I actually painted the pinstriping area, just because why? I mean, pinstripes are just going to come off eventually. But so I did that, and then I had another one that I went and did the same thing to it. It was basically a Mexican Strat, and then I had done a paint job on that where I put the red on top and masked it. And that one was kind of a new old stock look too, but that one was all completely just rattle can paint from the start, other than just the base coat, which was a black Mexi Strat. So anyway, I was looking around, trying to maybe get my hands on one of the relic looking ones. There's so many different options out there. I mean, they've got anything from completely beat with all kinds of severe wear on the back to some have reflectors, some don't. Some of the neck is in gross looking shape with the cigarette burns and all that stuff. I kind of prefer the look of the one where it's mostly like a light relic, I'll call it, but yet still complete, meaning it has like the quarter and like the reflectors. I can deal without the reflectors, but also just that it's got a nice looking neck. I really don't like the worn in neck look, but I kind of like the ones that look roasted. So just getting ready to take the top off this and see which I ended up with. As far as I know, it should be basically like a light relic with all the miscellaneous on it and like the EVH style neck, which is kind of more of like the couple $1,000 replica that Fender's making. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Oh yeah, it's looking like the roasted neck here. That's exactly what I was wanting. Well, here we go. Wow. Yeah, I think this looks pretty nice. I'm not like a historian on how the relicing is on these exactly. I mean, I know what kind of looks right and I know what kind of looks wrong. I mean, for example, like normally this would be broken here, so that I know. These are actually like full reflectors. I mean, they're not stickers. I've seen some people use like stickers for these that just look reflective, but these are actually, you know, legit reflectors. It does have the eye hooks. Kind of wasn't sure on that. I'm not necessarily sure I'm a big fan of the eye hooks, really. I feel like they probably clatter around a little bit when you're using it, but I may or may not keep that. When I was unboxing it here, I didn't. Oh wait, yeah, actually there was a small strap in here with the little carabiner style releases on it, so I guess that's something there too. So at least I wouldn't have to go hunting for a strap to fit it. Take that out of here and see. Okay. Well, it looks like these are just kind of meant to go on the end of this. This is a really cheap strap, I will say that. I mean, it is kind of that normal strap material, but it's got like this already on the end here, which is kind of the same deal as what this is, just this one's got more of a lever operated, more positive than this one here, where it could maybe get accidentally knocked out. So yeah, I don't see me using this strap necessarily, so we'll see. I might end up going with some strap buttons, or at the very least a better strap. But yeah, so looking at this, I mean, geez, that's an awesome looking neck. I mean, it's definitely really dark on top. That's almost verging on like not even maple anymore. It's so dark on top, but it's pretty nice. Now let's see what we got on the headstock here. Is it like Builders, it looks like that says? Okay, let's take that off here. Oh, there we go. That's what kind of logo we got there, and that's kind of what I figured based on the look of the neck. Wow, yeah, I mean, just looking at this right now, I'm pretty impressed. Only thing that kind of jumps out at me as a little bit off is just right up here on the horn. I don't know what would cause this, if it was like a thinner thing or what, but right here on the horn, there looks like a little bit of a paint bleed right here, where there's some red that kind of bled over onto the white here, it looks like, just in this spot and right here. So that's a little odd. And if I really want to touch that up, I probably can. Most likely, because it's sprayed last, I could probably just take some tape and put it right here and just take a light sandpaper to this and then just take that off. I mean, literally, it just looks almost like it was sprayed quickly and maybe had a little bit of thinner to it or something. I don't really know why it would do that unless it just wasn't taped down good, but it definitely has more of a bleed look to it. But other than that, that's the only place I'm seeing that look on it. I mean, there's no shielding tape here. This does say volume. No big deal, really. I mean, I can switch that if I need to, and that right there is just a 5-minute fix, throwing some tin foil on the back of that. But I'll have to take a look here and see what the quarter is here. You get some glasses for that. It's close. It's actually a 1970 quarter. I believe these were supposed to be 71, I believe. Kind of forget right off. But anyway, first impression here is just thumbs up. It looks amazing. I'm going to go ahead and stop here for a sec and check the tuning on this, see what we got, and kind of see how it plays out. Well, all I've done here is just go ahead and take the locking nut studs, or whatever you want to call them, off the end here right now, because obviously the strings are going to stretch. I'll probably end up replacing them also. But, so I've taken that off there just so I can mess with the tuning right now. So that's off there. For future reference also, somebody was looking at this one and saying, hey, what's this thing here on the end? Well, this right here, this whammy, is actually they call it a virtual Jeff. And basically it's just a it's a Floyd substitute, kind of a fancy pitch shifter, if you will, but I've never really liked messing with the Floyds themselves, and I always hate trying to string them up, and issues with that. I do own another one that's a Jackson, and it's a floating, and I really hate dealing with that. Being that having gone with this and gone back to one that's basically kind of blocked, or at least not really meant to be floating, it should be easier with this because I won't hesitate to. I actually put a couple extra cranks on the springs back here just to make sure that it doesn't try and float on me. But anyway, so on that one I kind of went with that just because I was going to leave it kind of original like the old one used to be, but I wanted to have the ability to do some whammy stuff if I wanted to and not have to worry about what tune I wanted to do it in as well. So anyway, that's what the deal with that one was. Some observations that I've noticed about this just while I was kind of, pulling on the strings and, stretching those out and getting it tuned up, ready to play. The whammy bar itself, going in here, feels a little, I guess, loose. I'm kind of used to these, when you put them in, that they kind of have a little bit more of a resistance. I don't know if all of them do or not. But this here is pretty much just like free swinging here. So I don't know if that's like a length thing or if there's like a spring that needs to be in there or what. Maybe it's just that's the way it's designed. This does have like the Floyd Rose 2 in it. Some people have claimed that these are real ones. I have no idea if it's real or a copy, but whatever. But it is kind of floaty. Fairly high too, I guess, actually. I mean, I saw somebody say that they replaced the bar because they like one that sits a little lower. I don't use it that much, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm an okay player in general, but I just play at home. So I'm fine with it being like it is, I guess. I may look to get a different bar or some way to maybe make that float a little less, but it is what it is. The other thing I happened to kind of notice was that I guess this is kind of how the original was, is that the quarter is kind of under the corner of the bridge, and if it's decked down or down as far as it could go, essentially it's going to be on the quarter if it's where it currently sits. So it's going to have that little bit of a gap there. Just looking at it in general, the action's not too bad. I don't have any tools to like try and measure that with. Rear pickup maybe a little bit low as it sits right now. We can always raise that up a little if need be. Obviously, the inside cavity area here, that's kind of a nice new looking switch, unfortunately, compared to like the body, which is, we'll call it a medium relic, I guess, at best. Other nitpicky things, I guess, obviously this isn't red. I actually have a cover from when I made my previous one that I could slip on there, no big deal. Am I going to relic that or get a different switch? I don't know, maybe. Am I going to replace the pickup? Don't know, haven't heard it yet. So the other thing also on these is that, this back here is basically sprayed black because originally the guitar, if they do the striping the right way, they start with a black guitar. So they do that and then don't bother to spray any red over it at that point. I guess they have it all masked off. So this technically, I guess, should be kind of dark red. Depending on the photos you see and when and how much dirt's on it, honestly, that back area is so dirty and grimy, it kind of looks black to begin with anyways. So I don't really mind that so much. Looking at the routes, obviously they're a little wonky like the originals were. I don't know if this is like exact down to, like, if you could take a template of the original and lay it down on top of it, if you could just poke holes in it and it would be exactly on or not. I mean, looks decently close enough to me. But anyway, so I've just had the tuner sitting on right here. I haven't actually plugged this in to actually hear it yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that here now. Okay, so I was actually tuning it up with my Tone Master Pro just because I like the tuner better on that than the Tone X. Plus, my Tone X is kind of over here in the harder to see area. But so here we go. See how it sounds. That's pretty good to me. Output could be a little higher maybe, but let's see the volume here. Feels kind of like a 250 pot if I had to guess. I don't know for sure. It seems like it goes pretty much the full sweep there. I know sometimes the 500s are pretty quick. Therefore, it's like doing the cathedral trick with the knob. So I think it's probably a 250 if I had to guess. It's not crackly or anything. I don't know, sounds pretty good. Being that I've got one with the actual EVH pickup in it there, I don't think it sounds quite as good as that necessarily, but just as what comes in it, I don't really have any complaints. I mean, again, this is using the Tone X 7879 pack with a patch that I kind of, it was tweaked a little bit, but essentially it's just using that package. But yeah, I mean, if I were to compare it to that, well, I can go ahead and do that and see how it sounds. Okay, so here's the one with the EVH pickup in it. This is actually the one that's like the lowest priced one. I guess it's the most popular. It's kind of the middle one. It's not the Plus, and it's not, I guess they call the other one like the Classic or something, like the low output one. This one's the middle one that's normally 180 bucks. So here's this. I think this does sound like maybe it's got a little more output, but then again, it's way closer to the strings than it is on that one. This one's probably, that one's got twice the distance from the string, so I'll probably have to mess with that a little bit. But so here's this one. Just hearing that right now, I'd say that the sound, just generally speaking, I like better on this. The other thing is too is that even though it's playable, it's not bad. This one has been set up. The action's definitely better. I've owned this guitar for, I don't know, 10 years or more now at this point, maybe 15. So I'm definitely more familiar with this in general. I'm not the kind of person where you could just throw a brand new guitar in my hands if I was like a gigging person and be able to just play it on stage. You know, I mean, I don't play on stage, but even at home, I fuddle and fuss with, you know, a new guitar anytime I have something that's different. You know, if it's like a Jackson or something where the action's super low, you know, also the difference in the fret spacings when I'm using like the Les Paul, I feel that I have a little better time playing those than I do Strats, although I have more Strats than Les Pauls, but I feel they're a little easier to play. So anyway, so to go back on the other one here, just generally, the fact that you can get something like this, period, that's not just a wall hanging piece, like literally just, you know, for art's sake, is pretty ridiculous. I didn't say earlier how much I ended up paying. The price before, I can't remember if it was tax or shipping. I think it was actually before free shipping, I believe. It was in a U.S. warehouse, but it was $171. I mean, come on, you can't even get a Squire, I don't think, that's, you know, even a thinner body for the price of that, I don't believe. I mean, I feel like your baseline on a lot of your generic Fender Squires is somewhere between 150 to 200. Yeah, I know there's some better options out there, maybe such as like Firefly or East Coast, something like that maybe give you more for your money, but still, I mean, your average person's probably not going to be aware of some of the Fireflies and East Coast guitars that are out there through like Andertons and other places. I mean, they're going to probably go to your local guitar center and say, hey, what do you got that's cheap? You know, and they'll probably show you a few things that might be used. Some of them might be used versions of what they've got that's cheapest new. Sometimes they might have some decent deals. You never know. But yeah, so after tax or shipping or whichever it was that they added on there, it was like $190 out the door, which is just ridiculous. This neck feels awesome. It's a nice raw, you know, I guess we'll call it satin finish neck, I guess, on this. There is something on here. It's nice and smooth. Tuners feel alright. I didn't tighten the ends up yet. Usually one of the first things I'll do to something is go ahead and tighten down all the washers and, you know, tighten these up a little bit, as well as like the tremolo. Usually I'll crank that in just a little further just to make sure that it doesn't float on me. I'm not a floating trem kind of person, generally speaking, so yeah, I haven't even done a few of those things to this yet, and it's pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lock these down a little bit more and try and get the pickup raised up here again. This is, yeah, my video cut off there, stopped recording. I wasn't sure if it got the last bit there. I was talking about the pickup height there again. I mean, I can fit a whole stack of quarters into there, probably about 5 or 6 of them, I imagine. Comparing that to like the action on this. This here, if it focuses in on it, I mean, it's considerably lower. I mean, this here I can maybe fit maybe 2.5 quarters under, something like that. It's pretty low. So, just overall, again, that was my first Temu experience. I'd never bought anything off there before. I didn't have the app even on there before, like more than a week before trying to buy. Apparently, you know, if you play some of the games, you can do some of these things on there that get you different discounts and cashback things. I really wasn't willing to like trust putting in a PayPal account with there yet. I mean, I did pay with PayPal, but sending them a payment and actually giving them your information to deposit's a little different in my opinion. So basically I ended up carting this thing up, letting it sit there for a couple days. I got all kinds of other suggestions because originally the one I was looking at, I think it was actually technically a different listing, but it was still, it was only like maybe $230. I had been looking at one from the Jason Guitar Club or Bad Cat, and they were about $270 shipped. Really quality wise, I think this is as good or better. This had the neck I was looking for, which was the nice neck without all the staining. It had the relicking that I liked, which was a lot but not extreme. Like some of them, this whole back area is just ground completely off, and then they got the weird blue paint and all that stuff on the edges. You know, I mean, I'm a little OCD about stuff, but when it comes to certain aesthetics, I guess I kind of throw that out the window, especially if it's already beat up when you get it. So there was a certain kind of, let's call it generation of this that I kind of wanted to go for, which was, but yeah, I mean, the aesthetic I was really looking for was, again, just this to be basically like new, this to be what I'll call in a distressed but not completely beat condition. I'll probably just leave that reflector alone. It doesn't really bother me that it's not broken, actually. But other than that, I mean, it's a great piece for what it is. I mean, I went into this thinking, you know, even if it was complete garbage and it was just kind of hanging on the wall, I mean, for that price, it's not a bad thing to just have hanging there. Honestly, I normally wouldn't do that because I don't like my guitars to get dirty and dusty, but this one, being that it's kind of a relic job anyway, I probably will go grab me a wall hanger and actually just put that on the wall. You know, I'll probably take it off every now and again and play it, you know, so the fact that I could do both with is pretty amazing. So what really steered me towards this was just seeing videos exactly like what I'm doing now, where guys had purchased these things and were just blown away by, you know, what they were getting for what it is. I mean, yeah, I'll probably take it to my guy and have him, you know, do a proper setup on it. I mean, something I didn't mention is that, you know, the neck on this looks pretty much completely flat, which is good. The truss rod adjustment is right here at the bottom, which I feel a little bit better. I haven't tried cranking on it yet, but I feel a little bit better about that actually being functional as opposed to some of the ones where people can't even see the nut inside the end of the headstock. So that was kind of another plus as well, I believe. And it's easier access just down here in general. I hate kind of messing with this area up top, especially when you've got like that locking bar there. It's just in the way. So being able to access that down low is really nice. But anyway, you know, that's my 2 cents on this thing. If you're considering one, I wouldn't hesitate, especially if you find it, you know, in that 150 to 250 range. I mean, if you're already somebody that deals with Temu, you might already have some like credited up stuff. You might want to play their games to get the price down a little bit. I mean, it's kind of like you spend money to get money, but I don't know. I mean, if you're already a member and have used that before, maybe you're getting deals where you've already got like, you know, 60, 70 bucks off an order or something like that. I mean, if you could do that on top of this, I mean, geez, getting it for anywhere less than 150 is even more ridiculous. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody out, you know, trying to make a decision on it. I would just pick a U.S. based, you know, facility where it's already in the U.S. This took me 1 week exactly. I think I purchased last Monday. It came from California. Got to Ohio today on Monday. So literally 1 week. If you're closer to wherever it ships from, you probably get it half the time. Yeah, so any comments or questions, feel free to ask. And other than that, I think that's pretty much about it. Hope this helps you, and enjoy. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks. One last thing that I noticed. I thought that the sound sounded a little kind of neck pickup-y, and well, now I know why. I wasn't really thinking about it a whole lot, but this looks like it's wired, and it's not because it looks like it's wired, it's actually wired. So like right here, I'm getting output from that neck pickup and the bridge. I've toggled the 5-way. It doesn't matter what position it's in, they all run the same way. So for whatever reason, this is set up to where the bridge and the neck pickup are all on. So that's coloring the sound to sound a lot more neck pickup-y like. I couldn't put my finger on it right away when I first heard it, but yeah, so I guess I need to kind of sort that out and figure out what's going on there. But I mean, essentially somewhere here there's a wire that's running through this. I mean, just looking at the way this is set up off the 5-way, the 5-way literally looks like it's not hooked up to anything. Like all 5 of these lugs don't seem to have anything attached to it. So I am pretty sure that literally it's just going straight from here to here, and it's wired together in one piece, and then I'll have to look under the little pick guard spot here to see what it looks like, but I'm betting they're just twisted together in some manner to where they're both just being run straight out together. I wouldn't be opposed to a push-pull setup on that, honestly. That'd be kind of nice, but a push-pull maybe where you're going from bridge to neck only, not both on at the same time. So anyway, yeah, so I mean, being that there is a 5-way here, I'm assuming it's possibly operable. I'm probably not going to hook it up to use that, but I mean, it's there, so it's possible, but more than likely I'll probably have a push-pull put in to get both. And if I don't do that, I might just end up snipping the wire on that and say, be done with it. I'm not sure, or just desoldering it. But yeah, so that's something that's doing something odd to the sound just because of that. So I'll kind of review that again once I've had a chance to disconnect that and see how it sounds then. But that's it.